Welcome back. Today we're going to be using this framework from the last video of masks organizing to consider the Rahi masks. So here we go. As I've said, the details of this orientation are for the colors to be vertical and for the mask ID to be horizontal. And these are ordered based off just visually. Last time a decision I made. Eventually, maybe we will change this order, but the diagonal should be the default TOA mask. And that's the rule for this, for now at least. And so instead of looking at all this in detail, I know it's beautiful. We're going to substitute that with these masks I had from last time, and we'll just sort of throw these over here. We'll call this the TOA quadrant, the correct color TOA quadrant. And now I'm just going to take these Turaga masks from last time, or from many videos ago at this point, and this would be the Turaga quadrant, right? So yeah, these aren't like the proper masks, but you understand the concept here is like these are the TOA colors, these are the Turaga colors, these are the Turaga masks. That would go this way, and the TOA masks that go this way, the TOA colors go down, Turaga colors go up. So maybe I do need to make that a little clearer. Okay, great. And we'll scrunch these together. So now what we want to do is consider the Rahi masks. So let me get them all out. Is this all of them? So what are the Rahi masks? We have these two. Or here, I'm going to move these to the side while we just consider these Rahi masks. So we have the two. We'll just go through it in order, right? We have our trans dark blue Ruru that comes with the mosquitoes, the Nui Rama. We have these two Picari, one in purple, which is not a primary or secondary color, and one in light blue, which is a secondary color. Then we're going to get into at least Rahi that we've seen on this channel. So we have our infected How and our black Huna. So a new color for a TOA mask and a TOA color for a Turaga mask. And then I'm going to have to grab one mask from over here, this mask, the blue Picari. This is in this, and this are the two Tarkava masks. We talked about the Tarkava in the comic. These are the two that come in the set. So the Ruru doesn't come in the set. And again, this is a TOA mask in a TOA recolor, and this is a TOA mask in a non-standard color. So like not a Turaga color. And then here we have the Monas masks, and a similar kind of dichotomy except Turaga. So Turaga mask recolored, not default, but in a Turaga color, and a Turaga mask recolored in an alt color, like neither TOA nor Turaga. So where would these masks go on this grid? Let's find out. So we've got this corner here, and we've got this corner here, and we're just gonna assign them one by one. So purple, as I've said, is not any of these colors, exists outside of these colors. And so that there are more than 4 quadrants really. So the Mata colors are on this axis, and so this will be over to the left of them. So and it's a a TOA mask, so it will be on this part. Okay. This one, same thing, is a Mata mask, but is a Turaga color. So this one, you can think of it like this, for example. And this over here. All right, the blue Ruru. As I've said before on this channel, this mask presents a problem, but we'll have to wait for another video to get into that. Blue Ruru is a Toa mask. It's technically not really in a Toa color. Or sorry, it's a Turaga mask, and it's sort of in a Toa color, but sort of not. And so that means it's on this, the lower half of our thing here, somewhere here, like below the blue one maybe. So I don't actually have any Turaga Ruru to compare to. All right, and here we are now with the Cane Ra, the bull. So we've got this black Huna. And so this is a Toa color of a Turaga mask. And so similarly, you might expect something like this. And then the Huna is now presenting another problem for our framework here, is that, sorry, the How, the infected How, this is not a color on here either. And so this is going to be over here to the left because it's a Toa mask, not in a Turaga color. So we've got 2 over here, 2 down here, and 1 here. This mask, so this is a really interesting one because this recolor, and we'll get more into this in a later video, is a tertiary color. This might be the only tertiary color, that means a Mictoran color in this context, where the recolor, where more than one mask is recolored in that color. So I don't know if you know this mask, but this is Kongu's mask. So the Licoro Mictoran, so the jungle Mictoran. These are the same color. This is from the Tarkava. This is from Kongu. Again, it's a Toa mask, not in a standard color. So over here. So we've now got 3 of the Rahi masks that are like way out of scope. And so here we have the easiest, one of the easiest ones to place, which is a Toa mask in a Toa color, goes right here. And then we have a Turaga mask in a Turaga recolor, goes here. And then lastly, we have this one, which is quite interesting. We have a Turaga mask, which another term is noble, I believe. People refer to these as the noble mask, because technically these Turaga masks in the Metro Nui are all made, as Toa masks in that series. And I think these are the noble ones, is the Motunui ones. Like I could have that backwards. But yeah, here we go. So this one, again, is not in any color. So you could put it over here to the left, or you could also think about, here's something. So I said this is the only one that of the ones that's recolored. That's not quite true. We've talked about this on this channel before, right? We have our yellow How, our star in some ways of this channel. So this means that actually we need to build a gap in our quadrants where the yellow masks can go, because they make these in both colors, but they're not native colors to either of these subsets. So I'll put this back away, and now we'll just sort of summarize this, which is yeah, I mean, we really have these quite different situations. Like, so my point of all of this kind of maybe confusing to some derivation, is that the Rahi masks, right? That's what these are collectively. This is all the Rahi masks that were generated for that first wave. Don't really have like rules, if you will. So they break the rules. So they, there are 3 masks that are off axis, meaning that they are masks of one sort colored as if they're of the other sort. but on both ways off axis. And then we have 4 masks that are out of scope, I guess is what you might say. Like they're out of the 12 by 12 grid. You could consider this out of scope this way, but because they also make it's sort of like there's not an outside case over here. Well, there is one over here. Another interesting one is like, and I said this before, this is one of the only masks that's used on multiple characters, as they're, I think, the only mask that's used on multiple characters as its default mask in 2001, being on Onepu and being on the purple Nuijaga. And then, yeah, this mask is a really interesting one. I remember having this mask. Like my friend had a Tarkava, and you'd like put this on Liwa, but it like wouldn't quite work. What I think is really cool is you could take Kongu and you could put this on him, and he becomes someone else. And you can't do that to any of the other. I mean, sort of. You sort of could, but there's not a Toa recolor that you could put on any of them, right? You could take Jala and put this on Jala, but actually now you have a Mictorian that's wearing a Taraga mask, which is not the craziest thing, right? Because Haku, or whatever her name is, I think that's right. She wears one that's a Taraga mask, so it's not the craziest thing. But anyway, just wanted to talk about, in this framework, how do we fold in all the masks that were available, and like how do we kind of catch these various exceptions. So yeah, before I go, I want to talk just more about these masks. Something that I think is interesting, which is that these masks follow rules of their own, which is that they only come in 3 of the Koros, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. And it's complete. Like it's like, you know, we have a Hao and a Huna, right, which is Ta Koro, fire, and then we have Pahatsu's mask, and we have a Komao, right, which is stone or sand. And then we have the Bakari and the Ruru, which are both the Earth Unukoro masks. And these 3, right, Koros are the ones that form the combiner. And so I don't know what that means, or if it means anything. Could be a massive coincidence. But I do think it probably indicates that Lego or whatever subgroup of Lego was sort of wondering, like, when we're designing these masks, are there half of these masks are for the good guys, half of them are for the bad guys, or like how is this going to work? And this to me is evidence that like maybe they had designated like these as maybe the villain masks at one point, and they just sort of stuck around with it, especially when you hear that the Tarkava was supposed to have a Ruru. I think I've also heard that the infected mask was like a last minute addition. So, you know, you've eliminated these 2 masks potentially. And yeah, so yeah, just stuff that I think about, I guess. We'll be back soon with more videos like this about this 2001, 2002 era of masks, and just, yeah, this unified theory of bionicle masks. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.